on, guys? Thank you for checking back in with another Doghouse TV upload. Now, I don't have my lens on my camera right now, so it's like all up in my face, but hopefully it looks much better on the screen. I do apologize from the last video. I know it looked horrible, and a lot of you guys were commenting on there saying stuff about it. And yeah, obviously I'm going to have a new one ordered in. The last one was damaged during shipping. The lens actually cracked, so I was in the same boat as the first time. But alright, guys, I'm going to jump right into this video. We are working on Winston's 350Z, and what we're doing right now, or what we've already done, like picking up from like the last video, how we were saying Winston kind of had the wiring harness and everything ran in here, and kind of just set up for temporary use. Well, that's what we've done. We've gotten everything in here. We've got everything wired up just about the same way we had it from when we had it over here in the garage on the tire, but what we've done differently is incorporated our small fuse panel, and we've actually put everything on switches. So Winston's going to crawl over there and show you real quick. There's his switch panel. I know it's a little difficult to see. Here, let me shine my flashlight on it real quick. So we've done a couple things. We've included the harness, the body harness on the car, so that way we can still get power to his cluster and all those secondary gauges up there. And then we've also got power from the battery that's been relocated back here to the back, ran up to this fuse box. This is the factory fuse box from the Nissan 350Z. Where is it? It's in here. There it is. It's that guy right there with all those terminals on it. That is the main battery fuse, and then from there that sends power off to our fuse box over here, and then obviously it sends power to the starter and then to the alternator. So we've got everything wired up. If you want to go ahead and hit the power switch, Winston, that's power to ECU, power to coil packs, power to the injectors, and then our ETCS. That second switch is his fuel pump, and go ahead and hit that starter button, sir.
Here we go.
Give it a little bit of throttle. Go ahead again. Yeah, you guys see there's even the throttle cable on there too. We even got that guy. So she's in there, guys. Definitely gonna need a stronger fuel pump. You can kill it. Yeah, you're definitely gonna need a larger pump. So guys, that is that. Quite exciting news. It obviously sounds freaking awesome. We've got everything in there. We're just gonna get a new fuel pump. As you guys heard, it kind of hit fuel cut there, and we're gonna get some new plugs and then a new fuel filter, and I think we'll be just about settled with that. All the fuel lines, they're all ran, everything's clamped. We have to do a few more things, just kind of cleaning up where they're routed and you know, bracing them along the back side of the firewall. But I mean, we're about there.
We are literally about there. We're waiting on
the Maverick kit.
Decided not to go with Collins. Decided to go with another company called Maverick Motorsports.
We talked about that in the last upload.
Yeah, so we're waiting on that kit to come in. And once that comes in, and we had dropped off the drive shaft already. I don't know if I mentioned that last episode.
Yep, that was in the last.
Okay, so
upload.
Once we get all that in, we can literally button it all back up and get the car on the road.
Literally. That is about that. I just wanted to update you guys, bring you up to speed on that one, and then obviously apologize about my camera and that issue. So I'm guessing we'll probably just wait on the Maverick kit to kind of continue the video. I'm not quite sure yet. I know we're gonna do like a little overview of my Dodge. That'll be the next video that you guys can see or will see before this one. And other than that, we're just playing the waiting game. Finally, we're not waiting on anything else, or it's not waiting on us, I should say. We're not waiting on money. Now we're waiting on the parts. So, yay!
Finally.
Alrighty, buddy. Well, guys, I guess we'll see you in the next couple days, and we will go from there. What's up, guys? We are back with another update on the JZ build. Now, this is probably going to be all out of whack because we probably haven't filmed like an actual video for the JZ stuff in probably like 4 weeks. We were waiting on the kit, and we just kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and 6 weeks later, I'm not trying to bash Maverick. I mean, he just needs to let people know about like the situation. But anyways, we finally got our adapter kit in the mail. We decided not to go with the Collins kit. If you guys remember in the last video, we went Maverick Motorsports. The kit is beautiful. I mean, this aluminum plate looks so much better than the Collins carbon steel or mild steel that's been powder coated that it'll eventually chip off and blah 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 blah. The aluminum plate here, he's got a D8, so it's got a nice pretty pattern on the front. He supplied all new hardware, obviously for the adapter plate and for the transmission itself. So we're not trying to hate on him. We just wish that he had reached out and told us that it was going to be a little bit longer than, you know, we anticipated, because we had a drift event that, one, we wanted to do, and two, obviously, you know, we want to drive the car. We want to enjoy it. So with that being said, guys, that is the game plan for today. Is, well, I guess I didn't even tell you guys. The game plan for the day is to get this into the car and at least get the trans mount either fabbed up or figure out how we're gonna mount it up so that way the trans and the engine can stay in the car and stay in its home. We'll plumb all the fuel lines and figure out what we're doing with the heater core. And other than that, guys, we are literally playing the waiting game. So it looks freaking awesome hanging up here. It's dope that it's Winston's kit rather than a borrowed kit, so we can mock up. It's actually ours, ready to rock and roll. And I know you're excited,
I'm excited.
Especially after working on the Supra that got like us wound up to mess with the Jay-Z stuff. Right. So that is the game plan, guys. And from there, we're gonna just roll the car over here and get this engine dropped in, and then figure out what we're doing with the cross member. And honestly, it's finishing making the shifter. I mean, he already started. He just got to fix a few welds, and then I think he needs to fix one side, and then get the drive shaft made, and that's it. That's a wrap. Winston got new wheels. If you guys watched my last upload, these are the wheels that he got, some Advan reps here. They look so much better than the Rays, and it makes the car look really, really good, aside from the front bumper that's hanging off that's in primer. But yeah, looks sick. There's the Dodgy. Alright guys, when we get the car moved over here and getting the engine in, we'll update you guys. Alrighty guys, as you can see, it's the following day and we've got the engine in the car. I totally forgot to update you guys. That's my fault. My camera had a low battery. I plugged it in and then I ended up leaving it in the house and forgetting to update you guys after we threw everything in. So as you see, it's running, it's alive, the transmission's in there. We just have to fabricate our mounts for the cross member down underneath the car. And other than that, guys, we are waiting on our drive shaft now and we are good to go. We're going to try to fix our little hose issue here. As you guys can see, the hose has a pretty hardcore S to it. We're going to see if we can find something that's molded already. We just cut the neck because we can't run it over here across, because most radiators have the inlet up here sticking out where our boost tubes are, and obviously you see the silicone boot here is in the way, so we can't really do that. So we just got to clean that up. He's got the clutch on there, the whole Maverick adapter kit, as you guys saw in the last clip. I should have taken a better video when it was actually on there. I'll throw in a picture right quick so you guys can see that. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Obviously Winston had the transmission bolted to it in the last clip, and he threw it in here, got her bolted down, and once we get that cross member fabbed up, just mounts for it, and the drive shaft will be done in like a week. We already talked to Justin, and we should be driving it. The slave's hooked up, right? The slave's hooked up too, right?
Yeah, everything's hooked up. The slave's hooked up. It's got good pressure behind it and everything.
Ignore the heater core hoses right there. Those are just
that
temporary right now. We're going to need to bend that up into that outlet and then just get another hose to run into your far outlet. Yeah. But yeah, we'll figure it out, guys.
Not far, so close.
That is about that. We really don't have much to update you guys on. If we do knock out the mounts Today, maybe I'll pop in to show you guys what we did. We're not going to do anything crazy. Probably just put a plate up there, weld 2 bolts on it, hang it down, then use nuts and washers and just secure it up there against the frame. Nothing too insane, nothing, you know, out of the way. And we maybe come up with something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So.
We'll see. It's just something simple, just to get it up in there and secured.
Yeah.
Not worry too much.
And drop it down easily. We're using the stock cross member, so we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. We'll check in with you shortly. So what Winston's doing right now is cutting out the plates that we're going to be welding in right there in that section. Basically, it's just going to be a drop relocation bracket that moves the pickup point for where the cross member is going to bolt. And we're just going to weld that up to the frame, or the chassis of the car. And then we're going to weld studs to the plate that Winston's cutting out right now, where you see he has the marked locations. We'll just put 2 studs there, tack them in place, and then tack the plates up underneath the car, and then make sure everything lines up, make sure everything's level, and we'll have our cross member said and done. So once Winston gets this cut out, we'll check in with you guys when we get the welder out and everything, and show you kind of what we're saying. You want to die? Because that's how you die.
I'm glad I stopped that shit right now.
Yeah, that was sketchy. I heard it hit. So, what Winston's doing here, guys, is he's got his plates cut out, got 2 holes drilled, and we went and picked up some hardware from the parts store. He's cut the head off of this guy, and he's dropping it through, and then we're going to kind of just wallow this hole out a little bit, and then weld them in there, burn them in there with some good wire and some good heat, penetrate that guy all the way in there, and then grind it off, so that way it sits flush in the Z, and once it's mounted up and kind of tacked in place, we'll go ahead and burn those plates in and then put the lock nuts on them, and we'll have the transmission hanging up on its own weight, and we'll just be waiting on a drive shaft. Oh, you got to do your power steering too. Don't forget about your power steering.
Yeah, I need a
Yeah. So, we don't need to do it, but you need to at least cap it or do something with the power steering pump so you don't ruin it and run no fluid through it.
Yeah, I need to hook that all up.
So we're almost there, guys. We'll probably just show you kind of what it looks like when he gets everything situated, when he's done cutting, because the grinder is really loud and annoying on the camera. And once we get this kind of situated under here, so you guys have a general idea of what we're talking about.
Hell yeah.
These are little plates that he's got welded up here with the studs in them. Just cut the heads off and then grind them down. Doesn't look the prettiest there, but it's getting welded up to the inside of the car. But he's just notching out those holes there so these larger grade 8 bolts can fit in there. And then once he's done with that, he's going to clean up the frame on either side and burn these things in, and then we'll have a cross member. Your transmission's officially hanging up in there now. Ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
Couple of things, sir. Alrighty guys, she's all in there. She's squared away. She's on her own weight. We just ran her a little bit, and sadly our new radiator is freaking leaking. So another little hold up in the build, but it does fire up, does run, idle, revs up. We haven't obviously tried it under load because we don't have the drive shaft, but once the drive shaft is in, we'll get it installed and we'll see how she does. We got a few more things to do, like gauges and stuff for the car, but we are just about there. Everything's wired up. Batteries in here, gauges in there. Almost there. We gotta do a battery switch. A couple more little things, but
new battery switch. I have some stuff on order. Also, we need to build a battery bracket.
yeah, so that thing doesn't move. Yeah. So a few things, guys. We're almost there.
Almost there, but we'll see. Next week should be on the road.
Should be on the road next week. Should be on the road. That's from Winston. I don't know if it's gonna be true, but we'll see about it, guys. That's as much as we've got for right now for the JZ build, because obviously we're kind of at a stopping point. The kit's here, everything's all squared away inside the car. We just got to do our little odds and ends, and we'll be driving her. So look forward to uploading here in the next couple weeks, and hopefully we'll be able to take the car out for a little rip and enjoy her. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.